Broadcasting live from an Airstream somewhere in Tornado Alley, bringing you the people, places, and stories from the Panhandle to the Red River. This is your Only in Oklahoma show.
And welcome to the show today. We're dipping into the best wings in Tulsa, and later in the show, we saw the signs, and it opened up fire. We saw the signs. Is that what that was that supposed to elicit? I saw the signs, and it opened up my mind. Well, I'm happy in love without you. What's the rest of it?
Wasn't that an Ace of Base song?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're trying real hard not to pretend like you know the words.
I don't know the words.
Okay. You used to push a grocery basket with another grown man holding it at the same time. You know exactly what the words are.
I really don't know the words. I was never a fan of Ace of Base.
I always compared them to a more popular, like a modern version, and I think anybody else would agree, a modern version of ABBA. They're from Sweden. And Roxette, another Swedish group, was to me a Swedish version of the Eurythmics.
Yes.
But more poppy, rocky, ballady Eurythmics.
I can see that.
So
glad we had that talk.
I am too. And it's funny, this show today is about signs. I've been seeing a lot of road signs lately. Been doing a lot of traveling.
Yes.
Been blowing through some four-ways. How do you feel about four-way stops?
I'm a fan of the concept, which we can talk about in the show since we're talking about signs. So maybe we save that.
Okay. So what are we talking about right now?
Into the show? Can we intro the show?
We're trying to have fun. It's called having fun.
Is this part of the show or is this outro?
No, this is part of the show.
We haven't introed the show yet.
I did intro the show. I said, welcome to the show.
Yeah, and then before you introduced yourself or I introduced myself, you asked a question about the intro, and then you brought up all the stuff about ABBA and Ace of Base.
God, that was a good one. It'd have been a good one. I'm Brett. I think it stays. I'm Brett.
I don't think it stays.
I really do.
Oh
I think it's perfect. I'm Brett.
Okay, I'm Harley.
I think it's perfect.
I think we got started too late.
No, we didn't.
We can't do a road trip for dinner.
Well, and we can't do it if it's a 2-pound hamburger.
Technically, it's only a half a pound patty.
That thing... Okay, when you said to me, you got to try this place, I made sure. I didn't... It's like I avoided all the internet spoilers. I didn't watch any trailers about the hamburger. I didn't listen to any reviews about... episode 3, the cheeseburger strikes back. I did nothing. No homework. You're like, let's go try Hutch's. What's Hutch? And when you told me you ate at a gas station, and then you told me Amber ate at a gas station, I was like, something's fishy. Something's real fishy.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you were shocked. Tell me I'm wrong.
No. And you watched me eat the burger like a mukbang fanboy.
I'm sorry, but any gas station that makes homemade ranch dressing that's so good they have to bottle it.
They bottle it and sell it.
In-house.
Yes.
In little milk carts.
Right. And you had this is what you did to sell me on the place. Come here, try this. I thought you were pouring milk of magnesia into I don't know what, a saucer. I drank it out of the saucer and I asked for a refill. You said, no, come on, we'll go get some. We drove in. Yeah,
drove
we
in
did.
A dark
and I drank ranch. The proof is in the video. Go to our TikTok page. Hands down, without a question. I've had a bunch of gas station food. We all have. We've all slummed it. But if you can go to a place that makes a burger, well, first of all, go to a place that's so proud of their product that not only do they sell it to you, they sell it to you. I'm sold on the ranch.
Yeah, for sure.
Ranch goes on everything. I don't care what you say. It goes on everything. And if you're not getting Hutch's Ranch to go, I'm done. The conversation is over. Their hamburger, off the charts. The banana pudding, tell me right now, you weren't going for it. You weren't going to dip. You weren't going to put your toe in, and then you do the cannonball.
It's good.
It's good.
Honestly, I don't understand.
I underestimated it.
I don't understand with the banana pudding at Hutch's, the gas station.
Yeah.
I do not understand how you make banana pudding taste like more bananas than you can fit in the container that it comes in.
Think of gas station food it's good. There used to be a term, and you can beep it out, but my dad would say, let's run down to the store and get some shit and get a sandwich. Quick grab, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Deli Express, peel the thing back. We've all had them. The bread's soggy. It's not great. It is what it is. You get a cold pop and a bag of chips, and it all together tastes pretty good. But get a gas station that throws it down.
Yeah, you can throw all of that out the window.
Yeah.
Like, Hutch's, it's
Either prepackaged stuff is fresh. I guarantee if it lasts a day, they toss it. Or they donate it. I don't know.
yeah, I'm going to say take any of your preconceptions about what gas station food tastes like
And take it to Hutch's.
and throw it in the garbage on your way into Hutch's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what.
Go ahead.
We did have the wings were good. We had those too.
Mm-hmm.
Wings were delicious. I feel guilty. I should have just got wings. I know next time, load up on the wings because they were damn good. But there's another place if you're looking for just wings.
Not just wings.
Okay.
Mack's Wings in Tulsa.
Now I've heard, we're getting a lot of feedback on the walkie-talkie, tiki-talkie about places to go try this, that, and the other. I'm 90% sure someone recommended Mack's Wings
It's possible.
when we go up there to try the Big Dipper.
It is possible. We get a lot of requests.
We do get a lot of requests.
On a lot of different platforms. But Mack's Wings opened in 2019. They're another one of
those COVID anomalies.
Again, they made it through the COVID era. And
They're in their chicken wing era now.
so the way I found them,
Okay.
they made a list on one of those news sites.
Okay. Yeah.
I believe it was MSN. They had a list of the best wings in every state. And Mack's was on that list.
Really?
Yeah, so the last time we were in Tulsa, had to swing by. This is a husband and wife duo, Kimberly and Michael Manning. They opened Mack's with zero restaurant experience in 2019.
No experience. And I feel like if there was a doll that had 100 phrases, one of them would be, for me, arguably the worst time to open a restaurant. I feel like a broken record. But
We've said that a few times on this show.
I mean, what a roll of the dice.
dude, it was a huge roll of the dice, especially no experience.
Yeah.
But it's one that paid off big.
Yeah. What's not to love about wings, man?
I mean, if you do them right,
Yeah.
it's the perfect food.
Yes.
So these two, they met in Atlanta. Michael announced that he wanted to open a wing place like the ones back home.
Uh-huh.
He came up with some flavors that impressed his wife. The two opened Mack's Wings in honor of their teenage daughter, Mackenzie, who helps with the restaurant after school.
Right.
They have a super minimal menu. It's wings and a few sides,
Mm.
but the wings, they're super crispy. They're moist.
That's what I like, because you can go crispy and overdo it, and then they're rubbery or they're dry. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The rub tastes good, but the skins. I mean, there's a science to not screwing up a wing.
Absolutely. And, people will throw out places like
Buffalo Wild Wings.
or Hooters.
Come on, terrible.
They're garbage wings.
And quit calling a boneless wing a freaking wing. It's not. It's a nugget. It's a chicken nugget.
Agreed. But the wings at Mack's, they're ultra crispy. They have a lot of unique flavors. They're delicious and unique. They're customizable.
I like that. I can get down with an OG. The OG buffalo wing. But I like a little zing, a little tang, a little, you know what I mean? A little lemon pepper here and there.
I'm kind of a wing nut, so I'll...
Yes, you are. You're easy to screw on and off. Sorry, stupid.
But so I'll try a lot of different flavors. But one of the things that they have is their Mac sauce.
Ooh.
So think kind of buffalo sauce with, I don't know, like an underlying sweetness to it, and then like this tanginess,
like
that's
a little bite, little something on the back end.
I don't know what it is. It's a top secret recipe. I couldn't deconstruct it, but it's really good.
I was kind of looking at the pictures on there. I want to eat the picture. Like, you know what I mean? They glisten with flavor. You can my mouth salivates when I look at these photos. So It's delectable. I'm trying to avoid to use the words like, these wings are cool. We use the word cool a lot.
They're not cool. They're spicy. I'll tell you what.
Unless you do a Cool Ranch.
Their spiciest flavor is the Inferno. Dude, you will sweat if they set one down on the table in front of you.
Really?
They are hot.
I like a hot. I don't know if I could do I don't think I could do that.
I like hot. I don't know if I like Inferno level. Their fan favorite, though, is got to be the Oklahoma Dry Rub.
Mm-hmm.
They do have a lemon twist, which is a wing tossed in buffalo sauce and sprinkled with lemon pepper seasoning.
Ooh.
Again, it's a no-frills menu.
How do you take your wing? Do you like a wet wing or kind of a dry rub where you can
I
dip?
prefer a dry rub.
Give me this either a ranch or a blue cheese on the side, or give me one of your signature sauces if I can get it on the side and just kind of dunk it as I go.
Yeah, I don't want it on my wings.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why everybody wants a messy wing.
Well, I think that's kind of I want to say that's kind of a traditional way of doing it.
I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like messy.
I like adjusting my sauce per bite.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's kind of like with barbecue. I don't like my ribs or my barbecue to have sauce on it already. I like to take that first bite in to get just kind of get the flavor of the meat on my palate, and then kind of determine, like, it's the same kind of concept where, do I want to put any sauce on it? I mean, I'll try it, or would I rather just have that dry rub flavor? And I like that you can customize it. I mean, it's dealer's choice, man.
It really is. And as far as the sides go, they've got their fries, original fries. They've got a sweet potato fry. What I got was the honey sriracha fries.
Oh,
what
boy.
Amber got was the sweet potato fries with the dry rub. I liked my fries.
You did?
I mean, I loved my fries.
Did you have to eat them with a fork?
I still... No.
No?
It wasn't that bad, but Amber's fries were really good. Like, I could totally see myself eating nothing but the sweet potato fries with the dry rub seasoning.
Yeah.
Like, as a meal. As a standalone meal, I would have been fine.
Well, something I'm discovering, and, not to take anything away from them, but I was somewhere else and I had fries, and they had like the Nashville seasoning. And instead of putting salt on there, I just sprinkled some, you know what I mean? I think almost don't get me wrong, a salted fry, it's traditional, it's classic. But if you give me an option to where I can have a different seasoning, it just adds a different layer of flavor, and it's just, I think I almost prefer it better.
So as far as the service goes, fast, friendly, they're super helpful. They have a good time. It's a fun environment.
Yeah.
But again, it's real simple, real simple menu, real simple dining area.
Yep.
Like, I'm using the word simple.
Well, because it goes back to what you were saying,
but
it's a no frills. Right down to the pricing.
I feel like, though, the simple...
It downgrades?
It sounds like I'm downgrading it, and I'm really not. It's elegant simplicity.
Right.
Like, they figured out exactly what it needs, and that's all it has.
Yeah. When we talk about that, places like that run out of the food and say they're sold out of this or that, or it's 6 things on the menu. You don't need 100 different options. If you can't find something within that, then go somewhere else. I mean, I like that price-wise, it's right there in the sweet spot. I like that it's simple. You don't have a ton of different flavors. You don't have a ton of different... You know what I mean? You can mix and match. I think the beauty is in the simplicity, and I know it's very cliche to say. But we're only talking about wings, not the Sistine Chapel or something like that. But yeah,
I don't know. You haven't had the honey sriracha fries.
You're probably right.
So you may, in fact, change that opinion.
It might be my own personal journey down the Silk Road. I don't know.
But
I'd have
again,
to find out.
Simple menu, simple experience, simple hours. They're open Thursday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Good hours.
They're great hours.
We're right in the sweet spot.
As far as sweet spots go, they're right at Pine and Peoria in Tulsa.
What a happening part. I love Tulsa so much.
And last but not least, if you want more information on Mack's Wings, their website is super easy. MaxWings.com.
It has got a super cool rooster with their logo on it. They've got a great looking website, great looking food, great looking people, great part of town. great, everything. Go. 10 out of 10. Hit the road. Well, coming up after the break, do this, don't do that. Can't you read the signs?
I'm Raven Rollins, and this is my Southern True Crime podcast where I discuss cases from my former hometown. Ada, Oklahoma paints itself as an average community, but its history of murder and corruption runs deeper than any story has ever told. You'll hear plenty of special guests, including authors and experts in their fields, who visit with me on each episode, as well as other cases in the southern states. With notorious and unknown cases alike, every victim sees the light on my show. This is Sirens, a true crime podcast.
So Max may have a lock on wings in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But Tulsa apparently is the birthplace of
the most disregarded sign in the history of signage.
the yield sign.
No one knows. I still don't know how to use a yield sign.
May need to go back to driving school.
Tell me how to use one. I mean, seriously. Because it takes a coordinated effort when you're getting on the highway and I have the yield to get on, but the people that I'm the lane that's next to the yielding lane, if they don't make way, then what do I do?
You stop.
While there's people behind me?
Yes.
That's death.
It's death.
Certain death.
So the yield sign has a really fun history. Around 1950, a police officer in Tulsa named Clinton Riggs noticed a problem in his town. Too many automobile accidents taking place on the city's intersections.
Okay.
So Officer Riggs, driven guy, figured out this is a problem that I can solve. And he created the yield sign, which debuted on Columbia Avenue and 1st Street in Tulsa's downtown.
Right.
The number of collisions dropped to 0.
I still don't know if it's done any good. Now.
0.
Well, 0, yeah.
So city planners literally started putting the things all over the city.
I think the worst thing they did was put one on the highway. It's a death trap. Nobody knows how to use it.
You know, it's weird that the entire population of our country
understands
how to use a yield sign, and you don't.
I'm telling you, it's a coordinated effort between the people that are yielding and the people on the highway. Because aren't you supposed to, if you're on the highway, you're supposed to merge over so that the oncoming can get on, correct?
So, when's the last time you watched Idiocracy? I feel like...
Oh, don't. No. I drink plenty of electrolytes.
I feel like...
I drink a lot of electrolytes. And I have my tattoo.
I feel like you may be proving the point of that movie.
No.
We could figure out yield signs in 1950 and it dramatically dropped the number of collisions in the state.
Find the statistics. Find me the modern statistics. We're not talking a fun lesson about the yield sign. Let's do modern statistics of how many... let's do a poll, shall we? Can we do a poll? JW Racing, you race cars. Can we do a poll on people that... You may think you know how to use a yield sign. You may, in fact, be doing it improperly.
You know there are rules.
It doesn't...
they're written down.
And you think people follow rules that are written down? You're the other person that I know that doesn't go over the speed limit. You're the safest. We get to a stop. This is something I noticed tonight. We get to a stoplight where there's a wide enough lane that you could have gotten over so that we could turn on the road to come back to your house. And you waited until the light turned green and then turned. You're literally a driving instructor. I need to talk to the people, the real people out there that have real driving concerns. People don't know how to use yield signs, and we need to do an episode on four-way stops.
We don't need to do an episode on that. We're not doing it right. And I think that after having the yield sign discussion, I feel like you're part of the problem.
I'm trying to be part of the solution by not being the guy that doesn't merge over when somebody's trying to get on the highway. Ideally, you stop when there's heavy traffic. I shouldn't have to stop because some douchebag won't let me get on the highway. As much as I need to know how to use a yield sign, the people that are on the highway need to know how to respect the yields, the process of the yield. Right?
I don't know. You're killing me here.
I'm just saying.
Back to the yield sign itself, please, and not your problems with the yield sign.
Listen, I appreciate Cat and Riggs. That's lethal weapon. But you get what I'm saying. Riggs and Murtaugh, the inventors of the four-way sign and the yield sign.
I don't think that's right. But apparently, after 70 years of being used across the entire country
improperly, go ahead.
The yield sign has barely changed at all. But the best part of this story, the absolute best part, is when Clinton Riggs died.
They buried him.
No.
A yield sign with him? What? Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
When Clinton Riggs died, apparently Murtaugh had the yield sign inscribed on his tombstone. You can find it today on his tombstone.
Really?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's cool. I'm not sure if it was Murtaugh or his family that did that.
No, it's probably Leo Getz. Leo Getz.
What you need, Leo Getz.
Leo Getz. Again, it's a great history lesson. But history will prove to be inaccurate. When we look back and go, people aren't... Because next time we get on the highway, I want you to show me how to use a yield sign. And I also, transversely, want you to show me how to respond to somebody that's yielding to get on them. Because you're Mr. Safety Captain.
Mm-hmm.
When we go on our road trip, coming up, when we go to the frickin', what's that nudist calling you, the orchard? Is that what you wanted to go to?
Yeah, no.
You're going to have to teach me about the yield sign. I'm just saying. Or we just need to wait for feedback about yield sign.
Well, speaking of feedback, we do have some. You will be impressed.
I'm not. At this point, I'm not.
We are getting tons. I don't even know if we should consider this feedback at this point.
Why?
Because the list of people telling us to try new places,
it's ridiculous.
It really is. But John Allen Walker reached out on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you need to try Naffa's in Guyman. And he also said we need to try Ken's Steak and Rib, which I told him that we've already done.
We've been regulars.
We've been regulars for forever. And he said the Lao food truck that is sometimes at the southeast corner of Czech Hall in Reno. I've never heard of it. You're in that area more often than me.
I need to try to pull up and see if I can get there. I say sweet spot. If I can figure out the sweet spot. Here's something I wish, and maybe it's a thing. I don't mean to cut you off. Maybe it's a thing and we aren't aware of it. It's hard if you're not a food truck groupie. It's hard to nail down where the food trucks are. There should be an app, a food truck app that can tell me you register your food truck. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you are. I can look at it just like anything else in my area, like Google or food trucks in my area, and it will triangulate those locations so that we can hit these things. Because otherwise, it's hard to tell who's where or anything.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just the random acts of the universe putting you at a place
where
there's a food truck when you're hungry.
Right. Like, I know where I can find a Redbone Indian taco tomorrow, and that's because we've literally been hardwired to the Redbone algorithm since day one. And by the way, they're blowing up.
Oh,
they're doing great.
They are.
They're doing great. So, do you want to do great like Redbone? Tell us where to go. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You know what, though? You brought it up. Are we done with feedback?
I mean, we can be. I can keep reading restaurants that we need to go to.
I mean, I think we just need to make a list, but I really feel like something comes up a lot. Number one, it comes up on any weather broadcast, almost always. Guyman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like we talk about the Panhandle.
Didn't we mention Guyman today when we were talking about Hutchs? Because the first place I ever saw Hutchs was in Guyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
We haven't been
little synchronicity.
We haven't been to the northeast or you know what I mean? We haven't been to the northwest or the southwest. Where are we going? Where the hell? Where am I at now?
Okay, do you
wait? I'm looking at the map.
No. Do you understand directions? Can you use a compass?
I'm looking at our OnlyinOK Adventures map. We got a lot of ground to cover.
Oh yeah.
We do need to get up around Cimarron, Beaver County, and all that. We had to be up in.
Not together.
Not together.
Honestly,
yeah.
I think if we're planning a road trip,
what?
We might need to go southwest.
Ooh, But you know what? Hang on a second. You have to understand, Osage County is hot on our ass. I mean, I'm getting messages from people 2 or 3 times a week. Osage County, Pahuska, up there. We might have to just do a random generator to determine where we're going.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to plan for
77 counties. That's a lot of ground to cover.
It is.
That's a lot of ground beef.
It's a lot of ground beef to cover for sure.
Well, anyway, if you have suggestions, because let us know. We're getting hit left, right. We're getting haymakers every day about where we need to go. And help us out. Tell us where we need to be. Tell us where you'd like to see us. And we'd love to see you. It's the OnlyinOKShow. New episodes every week. Check us out on TikTok. YouTube, you're killing it right now. Find us on your favorite podcast provider. We are the OnlyinOKShow. I'm Brett.
And I'm Harley, and we're out of here.
Peace. Well, coming up after the break, speaking of hitting the road, we're going to talk to you about road signs. No, wait. And coming up after the break.
The sign says you got to have a membership card to get inside.
Where's it from? Tulsa? I'm trying to think of a clever transition. I was going to do it.
Coming up after the break, here's your sign.
Oh. If you thought that... Oh, my God. If you yelled at a 4-way sign, you might be a redneck. Oh, gosh. All right. If you think a yield sign is a green light, you might be a redneck. Does anybody even yell at a yield sign anymore? 3, 2, 1. And coming up after the break, we shall not yield. Road sign. Dumb. I'm trying to think of something. Yield. You shall not yield. Yielding. Do you use a yield sign? We'll find out where it came from next. What do I say? I can't believe it. I mean, fudge. And coming up after the break, yield. You yield.
Stick around after the break where the entire show's in sign language.
Have a dad joke.
It is.
Wait, got it. And coming up after the break, we're going to... Okay. And coming up after the... 3, 2, 1. And coming up after the break, did you know that sign language was born in Oklahoma? Stay tuned. No?
That's bullshit.
Wait. Hey, no.
I lost it. I had it.
What about it? Coming up after the break, we're going to tell you where your favorite sign to blow through was. And coming up after the break, did you know the only... Shit. Coming up after the break, what's the hardest thing to do besides a 4-way sign? A 4-way stop? Yield. How much does an intersection yield? Doesn't hold you but water when it wanes. Yield. Coming up after the break.
Coming up after the break, watch out for the signs. I got nothing, dude. Either that, the stupid signs thing, and move on. Coming up after the break, signs.
Everywhere there's signs.
Yep. Blocking up the scenery.
Do this.
There you go. Do this, don't do that.
But do I just do that? Coming up after the break, do this, don't do that. Won't you read the signs? Not say that?
You can say it if you want.
Okay.
The 2024 Watermelon Queen. Rush Springs and roll out. I have a dream of being Optimus Prime. Welcome to the show. Let's roll out.
You got a name for people like you, recidivism. Repeat offender. Welcome to the show today. We're dipping into the best wings in Tulsa. And later in the show, we saw the signs. I'm Brett. I'm Casey Kasem. This week, we've got a long-distance dedication.
Dude, I turned on the radio within the last couple of weeks, weekend morning. Casey Kasem is still DJing.
He's bloody dead.
So they're using his voice AI, or is it reruns from 20 years ago?
I'm Casey Kasem, and it's spelled C-A-I-S-E-Y-K-A-I-S-O-M. I'm your first They could do it. They could bring back Wolfman Jack. They could bring back Casey Kasem, Dick Clark.
Can't bring back Wolfman Jack.
Oh, baby. They could.
PC to call people baby.
You can't call people baby?
Oh, baby. So.
OnlyinOKShow, baby. All right. 3, 2, 1.